Hey guys! So today we're going to talk teenage makeup adventures. Do you remember how you did your makeup as a teenager? Well, I've been into makeup since I was about 10 or 11 years old, maybe even slightly younger, so I definitely did my makeup on a daily basis going to school as a teenager. I grew up in the early 2000s. I graduated in like 2009-ish. Yeah, 2009. So we're gonna recreate how I used to do my makeup as a teenager using some of the exact same products that I've used and trying to keep things as similar as possible. And then I'm gonna make another video showing you how I would make it a little bit better today, now that I know a little more about makeup. So yeah, when I was 14, 15 doing my makeup, that would have been 20 years ago at this point. I'm old. Awesome. And that is when the Dream Matte Mousse foundation came out. It's not a great foundation. The texture is really cool, but it was cakey, super cakey. I did see a hack from someone that using a brush to apply it works better. So we're going to try that method and see if it looks a little less cakey. Also, there was no skin prep or primer happening back then for me. So we're just gonna go right in with the foundation. Oh, this is weird to pick up with a brush. And I did not ever shade match myself at all. I would also go with a shade that's slightly darker than my skin tone because, you know, you want to look tan. Actually, I think this is applying it pretty decently. It's not looking that bad so far. Okay, let me finish applying that to my face and I'll be back. Okay, face is covered. I take back what I said. This is actually a pretty decent foundation. I'm actually not mad at it. We were just applying it wrong the entire time. But yes, when I said I covered my whole face, I did my under eyes, like everywhere. There was no concealing or contouring for me. My goal was to make my face all one color, cover up my pimples as best as I could, and just, I didn't even use blush. I just wanted to be one solid color. So then next I would just take a black liner and put that in my waterline, and I would go right under my lash line too. That is something I did even as a child. Okay, and we are lined. There was no smudging or blending or anything like that. And then, do you remember? I don't even remember what brand they were, but they came out with these, I think it might have been CoverGirl. They had these duo eyeshadows that was like 2 color pairings, and they even gave you the instructions to wear the lighter one on the inner half and the darker one on the outer. I absolutely loved those. I stocked up on those. The ones that I would constantly wear is white and black. So I'm just going to take a plain white shadow, because these weren't shimmery, they were just plain, and just pop it on the inner half. And then I will put black on the outer half. I always thought it was so cool and it looked really good. Everybody that I knew was doing the white eyelid, where like their entire eyelid would be covered in white eyeliner. But I really liked the half and half. Okay, we got the white, and now we're going in with the black on the outer half. And again, I didn't really blend. I didn't do the crease. It was just on the lid, half black, half white. The most I did was pat it out a little bit to make it kind of a little less harsh of a line. But that was the look. Half black, half white. Like that. Okay, and then we would just go in with Great Lash mascara. I think this was the mascara that everybody had at my age. Okay, now we're mascaraed up. This isn't a bad mascara still, but it's definitely not the best I've used. And then most time, like, I'd say most times I would opt to wear a darker lip. Sometimes I would just wear gloss or lip smackers or whatever, but I always really liked going for the dark lips. And there is no precise lining. I would just apply it and just and that's that. I think I always liked my lips. Maybe that's why I liked wearing dark colors. But and that is it. That is my full face of makeup. There was no brow shaping, no brow gel, no contouring, nothing. This is the look, which I don't think it's terrible. Like, the foundation is definitely good. The eyes are bothering me because they're not blended. It's just like a stark line going down, but I did think that looked really good as a teenager. But other than blending that, I would be okay with this look. But that's the look. Go to part 2 to see me take it to a look that I would more than likely go out in today. Hello, welcome back to part 2. So now we're going to take this lovely face and turn it into a more modern makeup look I would wear today. Okay, we're just going to start easy with the brows. I'm just going to shape them and lightly fill them in. I really don't typically do much to my brows. They're quite thick and prominent, but at least I don't have carnage from the thin brow era, because I did overpluck back when I was a teenager, because, you know, thin brows were the thing. Okay, brows are done. So now let's play with the eyes a bit. I'm just gonna take that same brush that we were using and just try to blend this black up into the crease a little bit. Okay, now that I got that a bit more blended out, I'm going to use this Glow Show White Shimmery Liquid Eyeshadow and just pop that on top of the white. have to take some more black onto my brush and blend. Okay, next I'm just going to take a small flat brush and kind of blend and smudge out the eyeliner underneath. And then I just took the same flat brush and a little bit of that white liquid shadow and blended it just halfway under, just until about I reached my iris. And then we're just going to go in with a tiny bit of bronzer. And then once I'm bronzed, I'm going to use the tiniest bit of some red blush just to bring a little bit of a flush back to my cheeks. Young me wanted to keep all color out of my face. Older me actually thinks having some color on my cheeks is more youthful. Go figure. Okay, and then because we already have foundation everywhere, I'm just going to use the tiniest bit of brightener just to brighten up a few places. I don't want to use too much because then it will start to look really, really cakey. And then I'm just going to take the tiniest bit of brightening powder and just place it in places that I want to set, but also brighten up a tiny bit. Okay, the last few steps here, I'm just going to put some highlighter on the high points of my face, so cheekbones, on top of the brow, on the brow bone, center of the nose, and then I'm just going to apply a few lashes. Okay, lashes on. These are a little bit terrifying and took a bit of a learning curve because they are pre-glued, but they are meant to go under your lashes, not on top. Somebody who doesn't like touching their eyes, that was a learning curve. So then for my lips, because I have smoky eye, I'd probably take this off, and I will go for a slightly dark-ish lip. Okay, I'm going to line my lips in the Sephora lip contour in Rosewood. And then I'm going to use this brownish red shade, from Wet n Wild, Cherry Bomb. And then we're going to pop this light pink shade right into the center. And just kind of blend that out. And top it with a gloss. Okay, and there you have it. This is the look. 14, 15-year-old Jess enhanced. So this is not my every single day going out look. Honestly, I don't even wear makeup every day. I go to the gym Monday to Friday, so most often you'll find me not in makeup, but I do very much enjoy wearing makeup, so. But I will tone it down a little bit sometimes, not wear dark eyes, dark lips. It's just the everyday Jess from the past look was already starting to go that route with the black and white eyes and the dark lips, so I just took it more of a full glam look. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed these videos, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see an everyday look that I do, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye! Okay, quick little update. Although I did like how it's sitting on my face and the way it applied a lot better using the brush technique, the Dream Matte Mousse foundation is turning orange. It is oxidizing quite a bit. I thought I noticed it a little bit while I was doing my enhancing video, and then when I took a closer look, like a little later on, it's definitely turning orange. I guess this is why we had so many orange people back in the Y2K era. So this does apply well with a brush and it looks good, but it does oxidize, so just keep that in mind. I am able to hide it a little bit because of the contour, like the bronzer and the blush and everything. Like you can't really see it too much on my skin, but you can tell a little bit better in person. And yeah, so as much as I wanted to have a redemption on this and love it, sorry, it does turn a bit orange. Yikes.